What's going on? It's Justeeni here. Is Hoodrick viable? And should you subscribe to my channel? Two questions. One has a really obvious answer. That was a really terrible intro. I'm sorry, guys, but you get the idea of this video. um, Hoodrick. Yeah, they're a really interesting tribe. If you guys have seen the Polytitan series, you've seen on normal lakes, these guys are kind of a beast. But let's look at small lakes. You know, World Championship's going to be on small lakes. You guys should subscribe and have notifications on to keep it being informed about that. Yeah, look at that, double subscribe. I like never tell you guys to subscribe, so yeah, I'm gonna tell you now. But yeah, we're gonna see how things go. I will say one thing with Hoodrick, kind of before going into things. I played a lot of games. I've noticed this tribe is insane when you get a lighthouse spawn, but I'm showing a game without a lighthouse spawn because this is kind of what your average Hoodrick game might actually look like. So let's kind of get right into things. And I've been finding with a bit of experimentation, I prefer not training a warrior on turn 0. With most non-turn 0 tribes, the ones that start with 7 stars, I would not recommend doing this. But Hoodrick is a special case. You don't care that much over expansion, you'd rather get your eco going faster, you'd rather get math going faster. And if you don't get like animals in your second city, you get really screwed over. But in this case, I know that I'm getting animals in my second city. And yeah, this kind of like slow expansion route, and I can see the opponent right away. They kind of stole the city over here, but not much that I can really do about it. And I'm just going to go nice and greedy. Is this what you do with Hoodrick? Nice and greedy, nice and defensive. And I can poke and prod a little with the archers. There's like a mountain in the way, unfortunately. But we do get to meet and say hello. Now I can get forestry and math. Pre-cap thanks to the meeting stars. If not for the meeting stars, I would have had to wait a bit on math, but I have forestry, so I can develop just fine. Again, it's the idea behind the opening. You capture your third city 2 turns later, but it all works out in the end. And yeah, this is the big thing with Hoodrick, is you get some really beautiful, beautiful sawmills. You just really need to stall till then. And yeah, you can see I'm on 4 cities. They're already here. I might be stuck on just 4 cities the whole game. This city also sucks. This can happen with Hoodrick sometimes, where you just get a really bad city, but you're kind of just hoping you get enough good cities. But when you get enough good cities... I only have like level 3 sawmills too. These aren't like the best sawmills in the world either. But they're serviceable to kind of show off how to play Hoodrick. Because there's always the what's next. What do you do in this position? You get the math, you get the giants. You get archers, you get catapults, you do all that. What do you do next? I'm sure you guys probably know what to do next. But not everyone knows, you know. This is a learning moment for some, probably. But yeah, we're just gonna make some giants. Unfortunately, this city I can't really get. I go for climbing, get some nice vision, get a catapult here. I really want to step on this mountain so that I can get vision like in this area. Because if I put like a catapult anywhere along here, it's going to be able to fire across the river and effectively lock the city down. And that's going to be super, super annoying for them. Now they have archery. You can see the little shuriken dude and the fact that they just shot away here. They're ready to defend their position. Very, very defensive Chinchi gameplay. Understandably so. This is definitely the right move in this position. But I really want to put on the pressure a little bit, slow the opponent down. So, you know, I have these giants, I might as well use them. This giant's getting poked away at. They have a lot of archers. I've forced out a lot, which does slow them down again. And this catapult's going to be annoying too. And again, I'm trying to just lock the city down. I'm not expecting to take it. Look at how many archers they have. So now I go riding. This is transitioning to the next phase of Hoodrick. So I don't have an attack. They have archers. They will defend. There's too many choke points. I just can't really break through. And sure enough, there's the giant on top of it all. And yeah, so I don't have any attack, but I'm not expecting any attack. I get free spear from the ruin. Trade now. This is what you want to do with Hoodrick. You have those beautiful sawmills, and you can absolutely just play defense. It's really hard to pressure Hoodrick, so given the chance, get that trade, get the market going. I couldn't really get a good market spot here. So I opted to just get this really strong level 6 market. It's actually my only market right now, besides this potential level 2. which you'll see I actually don't get because I don't want to cover this forge spot. I think that forge spot is a bit more valuable. So I play things a bit differently than expected. They go for this Juggernaut. This is a mistake though. They're trying to be feisty. But yeah, they're taking my giants down. These are my only 2 giants right now. I can get more. Again, I have mine in Smither as a play. And I haven't even connected my cities, but you're gonna kind of see this is textbook Hoodrick. I'm disbanding these giants that are injured. Well, this one will get disbanded later. Trust me. There's some archers here. This giant's not long for this world. But now we go into knights. This is like the Hoodrick game plan. You go down math, you go get trade, and you get Shiv. Now you will notice, despite a free Spirit Ruin, things are not actually that fast. So I will say with Hoodrick, they are a pretty good tribe, but it's a bit dependent on what you have to work with. If you have amazing like market spots, which Hoodrick definitely does have some of the best market spots in the game, you can absolutely cook, but you won't always have them. And it's a bit tricky to find a backup plan with this tribe, because this is like the go-to Hoodrick strat. But it doesn't always work. Now I will show another game after this just for fun. But yeah, this is kind of like, you know, things go pretty well. I'd say you can kind of expect things to go like this in most of your Hoodrick games. I disband the other giant, just like I was saying, Gate of Power, and I'm getting ready. I really want to get some more border growths now because I have a lot of economy. I just need to spend those stars. Hoodrick border growths are like the best in the game. I didn't go for either of these border growths. This one I could have considered, but I preferred the border growth here instead. This one, the border growth's actually just straight up not that good, which is kind of sad. But yeah, these catapults are really annoying. And plus the knights, they get riders, but they don't have roads, they don't have trade. I don't have any giants though, but I don't need them right now. I've got catapults. I go fishing to get the border growth. Really expensive, but I can afford it. It's fine, 2 ports, no big deal. Now let's get this giant, and I'm set up to get another one in just a couple turns. And yeah, they rode, not a big deal. Now they get the markets, but the markets with Chin-Chi just don't have the same kind of sauce, not the same kind of flavor. Only level 4. Now they are going to get some more markets than just my single level 6. But I'm about to get another market, and I got my market pretty fast. But I can get some nice connections, get mining. Now the giants are really going to start rolling in, because I have trade set up. And trade, plus ranged units, plus knights, plus giants. This is a very deadly combo. I've assembled the big combo. It's like assembling Tron and Magic, if you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't know how much overlap there is between Magic the Gathering and Polytopia. But yeah, I have assembled the combo, and I will now beat the opponent to death. They give me a beautiful chain, and I will take said beautiful chain. Yummy. And the siege too, why not? The siege is pretty much unbreakable. I'm covering the forest as well, just to be extra mean. I guess I could have bounced my rider to cover this one too. I wasn't thinking about that. Why would I think about that? I'm winning enough. They resign. Yeah, that's that. Only 4 cities, given the opponent only had 5, but they're Chin-Chi. They can work with that low city count too, but Hoodrick really likes it when they can just sit back, build those markets. If you let Hoodrick do that, you're in for a world of hurt. But yeah, I'm gonna show you another game just for fun. It's a little bonus. Alright, so this time you can see spawn is less than ideal, one might say. I have literally no sawmill spawn in my capital unless I border growth. The border growth is great, but where am I getting my border growth? So I go with the greedy, try to develop fast. Maybe with this spawn I could have considered not doing that, but I don't see a lot of animals, so there's kind of a give and take. You can see, yeah, kind of a good call, because if I got if I couldn't get forestry here because I did the turn 2 level up, it would have sucked. Things work out, and yeah, I'm against Luxador, which, yeah, on a normal lakes it's quite ideal, but on small lakes Luxador is actually quite scary, because you'll see I don't have a lot of time to build up. This is an example of one of these really slow spawns. I don't have a lot of animals. Hoodrick's animal rate is only average, nothing crazy. It's their forest rate that's really good, but you don't always get animals with those. So again, explore, see what's up. Luxador's got a pretty interesting setup. They've got the second city already. There's kind of a nice gap between their capital, though, and you see their capital's already level 4. They're about to get their first giant going. Here's my third city. I'm expanding pretty slow, and I still don't have math. I get Spiritualism Ruin. Rough stuff. I can kick them off the ruin. They're going to kick me back. And we're going to fight over that a little bit, but I'm going to win that fight because I have archers and they don't. So there we go. And yeah, this is classic Luxador stuff. You get the giant. Fastest way to use that giant, put it straight in the water. And you can see another city. This one actually has a good Salmo spot this time, but again, this is pretty slow. I still don't have math. Turned 8. And they're doing their thing. I poke away here. And I make a bit of a mistake here. I thought that this 6 HP archer would survive a 7 HP warrior. Turns out it doesn't. If it had a defense boost, it would have. I'm like 80% sure. But unfortunately, without a defense boost, it does not survive. I'm still going to get the ruin anyway. And yeah, I'm able to put some pressure on Luxador, but the Luxador Giant, where is it? I have a bunch of archers because I'm expecting the city is a target. It is right on the water. Fresh for the taking. And there it is. They have sailing. Full naval dominance, but I have the archers ready. But I come up with a silly little plan. So I fire away at the scout. And I make a warrior. Making a warrior here is actually a mistake. Get fishing. And I let them siege. And you guys might be able to figure out what the plan is. I want a Houdini. But you can see I only have 17 stars. Math is 13. They just chopped everything here. I actually wanted the forest here to prep the unsiege, because if we do the math, 17 stars is not enough. Because I can, like, just getting the sawmill alone, that's 18 stars. I have to chop here. If I get the sawmill, I still need to get both these huts. In fact, it's actually still expensive. I'd have to get a pop ruin or star ruin or something like that. Because pop ruin, I can border growth the capital. But you see I get bailed out by the math ruin. Not even close. Yeah, if I didn't train the warrior, it would not have been so close. And, yeah. If not for the bailout ruin, this could have been a little sketchy. But Houdini for the content, of course. You guys have to see it. And you get to see how sometimes I do really stupid plays. That's what happens when I'm not in a tournament. I like to throw the game and then never punished from the ruin. But yeah, this one was funny, right? But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Like and sub, and have a good one.